have two quick suggestions for the future of HR. Now, the future of human resources is artificial intelligence. We all know this, but let's not talk about AI for now because everyone is talking about AI all the time. Let's keep it aside for a moment. What are the two things that I think companies should think about, introspect when it comes to their human resources structure? First, they need to flip the hiring process. Second, they need to decentralize their HR process. What do you mean by decentralizing their HR process? So instead of one HR or HR team, whatever you call it, which is isolated from the different functions at the moment, instead of that, you create separate HR spokes in different teams. So one HR point of contact in each team you should have. In other words, you should have one HR in every team, sales, marketing, customer success, technology, client servicing, project management, accounting, finance, everywhere, digital marketing, everywhere you should have one HR in all the teams. How do you pick one person? Because HR's role is very cognitive, and those are technical profiles. Well, the point is, in every team, you don't see people are similar. There are bound to be few people in every team who are more into emotional intelligence, who have more cognitive understanding than others in the same team, who understand human behavior, thought patterns, and the general understanding of people's mind. They have this more integrity than others. Pick those brains, pick those employees in every team as your HR spoke for that team. And then they all can report to one senior HR at the top. This is decentralizing the HR. The other point, which I just said, flip the model, is very important. Let me tell you, this is going to affect your bottom line straight away. Uh, these days, we keep hearing about people talking that it's not the technology or the platform, but your people in the organization, the employees that are the real engines of your business growth that drive your business up. So, people are most important, we know this, but are we hiring the right people? Is the question. No, in the current model, we are not quite getting the right fit always. It's a case of unfulfilled greatness. When you ask your HR team to do the initial screening process, and then they will give you two, three, selected candidates, out of which your department head will have to conduct a technical round of interview and select the best out of those two, three. No, I don't think the right person is coming this way. Say, for example, if I'm a digital marketing manager, I need one SEO guy in my team. I will tell the HR I need one SEO person. Now, HR in the current model, HR will do all the initial screening process of the resumes on internet. They will call, they will do all the hard work, and then they will give me 4 or 5 candidates and say, hey, why I have 4 candidates. Their interviews are lined up like this date, this time. I am bound to pick one out of those 4 or 5. I do not know to what extent these 4 or 5 leads are authentic. So the point is, now the thing is, the aspiring candidate who these HRs talk to, they are bound to manipulate. We all have manipulated in our interviews because it's about bread and butter. So we all do that. Now, are HRs in a position to see through these the real requirements on ground and see through these so-called manipulations that these candidates do over call? So they will not be in a position to select and screen through this right candidate, I'm telling you, because the HRs do not know the in-depth requirements of the current job opening. They also do not know the legacy ecosystem surrounding that platform. They are not in a position to know about the exact technicalities of the existing job requirement. All they have to rely on what the aspiring job candidate tells them over a call. And some of them might be very good orator, speaker, and the HR might it's very human. They might believe what they're saying, and they might come to me and say, hey, I have three very good candidates lined up, while in my case I'm not really getting the three best resource that I initially expected for this current job opening. So in this hiring process, this is one thing which I feel is not giving you the best fit candidate, the right match. So let these HR spokes in different department that I said screen through the resume, let them do the initial talking and take all those hard works, even if it makes them consume their own time. It's okay, because this is going to be the most important part, because this will decide are the right people coming, and when the right people come, only then your business will come, it will go up. So first, do the initial, thorough technical filtering and talking with the candidate over phone, and conduct this initial first few rounds of the interview uh, based on these departments heads calls with the aspiring job candidate, and then once they have 4 or 5 options with them, let them pass on this to the HRs for the routine and administrative formalities. So this I think is very important. uh, Companies should think about flipping this model of hiring. And the other point I said is decentralize the HR team. Instead of one HR team which is isolated from this functional team, sales marketing, no, they should go in that team. They should intrude their whole HR machinery and ecosystem into each and every team, so that they understand the requirements and the challenges of HR HR challenges. They understand much better when they are in that zone, in that different team. So two things: flip the initial hiring process and decentralize your HR department, at least until artificial intelligence take over, and then let's see what happens. Nobody knows.